A lot of guys want to learn to do a Cajun squeal. It's a real sexy sounding note. It's effective, but it's a hard one to learn. So, what is a Cajun squeal? That's that whine after your hen. So, and you can drag that out and make it really whiny. So, all of the calls do that sound, even at the cut down. So it doesn't matter. That was an LT. That's the one I hunt with. This is a fuse. This is a QT. This is a con artist hand cut. So they all do the sound. Now some guys may, on call fit, decide that a call with more back pressure or less back pressure is easier to do that sound on. What you can do if you're trying to figure this sound out, if you take the sample reed kit that the call came with, and you take out the core reed, which is what I was running in all the calls, and we replace that with the bullet reed, the round reed that's in the sample kit, and we put that in engraving down. You line up your notch goes in the tone channel. Whenever you trade a reed, keeps it centered. Put your wedge back in, and that round reed will just inherently have more hold and whine to it. So anytime you put a new reed in, we snap the reed a little. We just want to let it know which way to go. Blow it hard for a little bit, and then run it. So now that whine will be more pronounced with this round reed. So how do we make a Cajun squeal or a whiny hen? So we're going to bury our tongue. We do that on every hen note we make against our back teeth. Middle of our tongue, back of our tongue hits the roof of our mouth. And we're just not cutting the note off before the note ends. So our tongue is going to be close to the roof of our mouth, and there's just going to be air sliding between the top of our tongue and the roof of our mouth, and it's going to create that high-pitched tone. So, good rule of thumb, anytime we squeeze air down, either our throat, our tongue, or teeth, the call is going to go higher in tone. So the first thing we need to do is find the tone. So that tone, that squealy sound is something like this. So we're just finding where our tongue needs to be, how hard we need to push to get that tone out. So after we can figure that out, then we're going to start trying to take what we just did in our mouth, find a tone, and put that on the end of our hen. So we're going to find the tone, and then we're going to slow it first. Now you notice at the end of the squeal, you still cut the note. You're just holding that tongue out there towards the roof of your mouth a little bit before you cut the note off. So but almost any time you want to make a new sound on a call, you find the tone and then figure out how to get it into the sound you're making. So if you find the tone, that teaches you the pressure you need to put on the reed to make the tone, and it teaches you where you need to end up inside of your mouth, what you need to do with your mouth. So then you can start combining that with what you know and what you're trying to figure out. So again, we find the tone. And you're not worried about sounding like a duck when you're finding the tone. You're just finding the tone. And then we start taking our hen, and we start trying to add those two notes together. So, and it's not going to sound great at first. You're going to keep doing this till they run together. And this Cajun squeal's got a lot of pressure on it when you're making that reed whine, so you're going to hit it a little harder than what you're hitting your hen at the end. So that is the basis for figuring out a Cajun squeal or a whiny hen.